My people, welcome back to You and I Talk Show, your favorite host, reporter, presenter, writer, producer, creator, Ausares, Louise, Uwacu in the building. My people, welcome back. Today, this weekend, Friday, August 18th, Saturday, August 19th. My people, thank you so much for being here. If you're here, put in the comments that you are here. Let's get this show started, my people. Thank you for being here. Today on the show, my people, we're gonna talk about, I'm gonna tell you my first impressions, my review of the book, the Onana book, Holocauste au Congo, which I finished reading from cover to cover, every page without skipping a single word. All right, so I'm gonna tell you what I think about the book and what are my impressions about the book. And then, of course, we are planning to have Onana on the show in French. And then, so we can keep talking about it. All right, my people, how you doing? Put in the comments where you at, where you tuning in from. Vancouver, Canada, USA. I know the people tune in from all over, my people. The first top country to tune into this show, my people. It's not even Canada. It's the USA. It's Belgium. That's the first top people. And then Canada is like number 4 because there's also Rwanda. Oh my goodness, my people. Thank you so much for being here. Tell me where you are, where you're tuning in from. And then let's get the show started. Let me see in the comments if somebody is here. Chiza Emerine, thank you for being here. Onana is a hero, African hero. My people, thank you so much for being here. So put in the comments that you can see me and that you can hear me, and then we will keep going on. We'll keep talking about the Onana's new book, which I have with me right here. My people, if you read the book, if you're planning to read the book, tell me. All right, welcome to the show. Welcome back to You and I. All right, my people, thank you so much for being here. So today on the show, the Onana book, I'm giving my impressions about the book, and I love the book. I love how it's written. I'm the type of person who loves smelling like real books. I don't read electronic books, my people, because I just love even smelling the book. I love it. So I see the comments. Nzok Parun Zorokata, bonsoir à tous. Je vais revenir en français dans quelques minutes. Je fais quelques minutes seulement en anglais et je vous reviens en français dans quelques minutes. All right, no problem. Hey, don't speak English, no problem. Ne sont pas des anglais, c'est pas la peine. Bufundu TV, welcome again. Always a pleasure. Thank you so much. Binadamu, thank you so much for being here. Thank you. All right, so my impressions, my people, about the book, the Onana's book. I love it. This is the kind of book that is going to be a book of reference. A book of reference for many years to come. Anybody who wants to know why, what's going on in Congo, what happened, this is going to be able to explain it. Everyone and anyone who is responsible has been exposed, and it's so well documented. And then, of course, as you can see, the subtitles, La France complice, asking the question, are the French accomplices of the destruction of Congo? Are the French collaborating uh, at the destruction of Congo? And so the book is titled Holocauste au Congo. And then there's another subtitle, L'Omerta de la communauté internationale. This is like the silence of the international community. Now, to compare it to what is happening currently in the news, you've heard about the coup d'etat in Niger, the Niger government being overthrown. Now, if I may remind people that the coup d'etat currently in Niger is a bloodless coup d'etat, okay? It's a bloodless coup d'etat, and there has been no civil war, no massacres, no genocide. It's a bloodless coup d'etat. It's people trying to change their government. The way to change a government is not just by elections. Democracy is power of the people, by the people, for the people. So power of the people, by the people, for the people can go through many ways to become established. What matters is that the people support that. And on top of that, there has been no blood spilled. Now, in comparison, for example, and coming back to this book, this is a question that a Cameroon journalist was asking this week on social media. His name is Hubert. And then, so how many people have died in Niger, the coup d'etat? 0. So why are people wanting to go to war and kill people in Niger who changed their government without spilling blood? And then my additional question, I'm like, the international community continues to support criminal dictatorship in Rwanda, which is killing and destroying in Congo, and which has destroyed millions of lives. So there has been a coup d'etat in Rwanda, and it was like a bloodful coup d'etat. When you talk about coup d'etat, bloodless coup d'etat, and then bloodful coup d'etat, Kagame actually did a coup d'etat in Rwanda, and it was bloody. It sparked a genocide. He assassinated 2 African presidents. The president of Niger is still alive. There's been a coup d'etat in his country, but he's still alive. Now, here we have another country, someone who assassinates 2 African presidents, causes massacres, genocide, does a coup d'etat, and continues on to sabotage and to do another coup d'etat in Congo, also did another coup d'etat in Congo, bloodful, so much blood being spilled, and the international community is supporting this person. But then they want to bring war to a country which had a coup d'etat with no blood being spilled. Okay, my people, you have to notice this, and you have to ask yourself questions, because we are here to ask questions, and to exist is to question. Now, a tiny reminder of back in the days, because before you support an intervention to go and kill people when there has been no blood spilled, let me remind you of someone who refused an intervention, even though there had been a genocide, even though people had died, and yet no intervention, because this person was trying to take over power. So they don't want intervention, even though their coup d'etat is full of blood. They don't want intervention. And then you may see the same people support a military intervention to go and kill people in an African country where there has been no blood spilled. My people, we need to ask these kind of questions.
We are only opposed to what they called the intervention force, because we felt it was irrelevant in the circumstances. We did not understand what that intervention would serve as a purpose when genocide has been carried out in this country almost with impunity, and when it is near to completion, people talk about intervention.
My people, you see for yourself. Intervention refused after an assassination of two African presidents, someone taking over power in blood. All this is exposed in this book, by the way, because to be able to understand Congo, you need to understand what happened in Rwanda, because it's like what happened in Congo is trying to replicate what happened in Rwanda. And then it ends up causing millions and millions of lives getting lost and thousands of women getting raped. It's so terrible. It's horrible. It's a horror story that the Congolese people have been living, and the entire international community is silent. And yet, the international community, the same international community, supports a criminal dictatorship in Rwanda, which came to power through a coup d'etat. And yet, today we talk about Niger and an intervention in a country where there has been no blood, no massacres, no genocide, and people there support an intervention there. So you see, no intervention in Rwanda, despite the fact that someone killed, assassinated two African presidents, causing massacres, genocide. Today, they talk about intervention in Niger, no genocide, no massacres, presidents still alive. And again, coup d'etat in Congo by the Kagamistan. I call it the regime of Rwanda, I call it the Kagamistan, the criminal dictatorship. Also does another coup d'etat in Congo, assassinates another African president, takes over, and still the international community is just there, still supporting this someone. So we need to expose the hypocrisy. And I thank Onana so much for this book, because this book explains everything. And in order to understand Congo, you need to understand Rwanda. If you don't understand Rwanda, you're not going to understand Congo, because the source of it all is Rwanda and Uganda. Now, let me remind people once again of the president of Uganda promising that there will be no war in Rwanda. No one is going to invade Rwanda. And then he turns around and plots, invades Rwanda, plots in the assassination of a president. But today he is still
There
in
have been a lot
power.
of rumors circulated by people who are ignorant politically that the refugees of Rwanda in Uganda will use Rwanda as a base to come and attack, will use Uganda as a base to come and attack Rwanda.
cyanyuma ryabonangirizeho nuko uba ahangaha hari abantu bajya bakunda kuvuga abantu b'ibicucu muri politiki bagiye bavuga ko impunzi z'abanyarwanda ziri mu Uganda zaba zitegura gutera u Rwanda.
This is not possible, and it will not happen, and I like to assure all the people here that it will not happen at all.
My people, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Empty promises. All these things are exposed in the book, and Onana has already written another book specifically about the assassination of the former president of Rwanda, in order for Kagame and his movement to take over. As you know, we've had Onana on the show before, and we specifically talked about this. And we also had him on the show, and we talked about his other books and then the French intervention in Rwanda. So I can't wait to have him back so we can talk about this new book. I love it. It's well written, so that anybody and everybody can understand it. It's not one of those books that uses too many crazy words so that it's just for people who understand those crazy words. It's written very simply, but everyone can understand it. So this is just people need to question. We have a situation in West Africa, Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso, where there has been a coup d'etat, where the people are supportive of the change, and yet there's an international community which wants to bring war to this country, despite the fact that there's been no blood spilled. And yet we have in Congo, we have Rwanda and Uganda, which invade Congo and plunder and these countries continue to be supported by the international community, and these people are still in power. The same people who are destroying, who kill, who assassinate presidents in Rwanda and Congo are still in power. This is how Museveni is now traveling, my people. He's in a pop mobile. He's so afraid of getting assassinated. But I'm looking at those tires. The tires are not bulletproof. On top of that, he knows that he has participated in being a plotter behind the assassination of other African presidents. So he has things to fear. And then, of course, we have a leader in Rwanda who is also behind this, the destruction in Congo, who is also been in power because they plotted the assassination of the previous president, assassinating president, taking over in blood, and then promising elections, but never allowing anybody else to run for president. And then, despite how many times that he has promised that he's not going to run, that he doesn't need the job, despite how many times that he said so, he continues to imprison and jail any opposition, and then continues to say that he doesn't need to be president, but anyone challenges the criminal dictatorship in Rwanda, anybody else wants to run, they kill them, they put them in jail, or they send them into exile. Meanwhile, the president keeps saying, no, I don't want it, I don't need this job, while assassinating anybody who challenges him, and while changing the constitution to stay in power, to impose himself upon Rwandans, not allowing free and fair elections, getting elected for 98%, winning 98% when no one is running against you. I mean, you should win 100%. I don't even know why he wins 98% when nobody else is running against him. You should win 100%. And yet, my people, if I may remind you, this is what he had promised.
So the issue of saying, well, there is ambiguity, the president wants a third term, well, look at me. I am not the person who needs the third term. Just look at me. I don't need it. I don't do this job I am doing as a job for being paid, or as something that benefits me, or as something that pleases anyone else. It's not how I do business, it's not me. So I don't need your third term or whoever is saying it. That's not what I'm talking about. I don't go there to address people because I want to tell them about, or I want a third term. No, I don't want anything from you or from anybody. I want to do my business for which the people of Rwanda trusted me to carry out. And when I'm done, I'm done. That's how and I can continue to serve my country in different roles, in different ways. That's come 2017, these term limits should not be, the term limits should not be removed. The Constitution should be respected as it is, and there is no reason whatsoever any change should happen. On this issue, I'm almost taking it personal with the people who keep asking me, oh, you are going to change constitution, you're going to be blah, 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 blah. No, please. I have no business. But I'll be around. I'll be around as a senior citizen in my country to make a contribution to the well-being of the person. I will not be around as president come 2017. I don't know how many times I would have to stress this, but it's not something I'm dying for. I cannot be here and say I must be president for life. I don't think I'm that stupid, first of all. As I lived without being president before I became president, I can live after being president happily. And I want to do that. This is at a personal level. So I want you to understand me, and I mean what I say. Just based on that, it would not be such a simplistic way of approaching issues that I would reach end of my second term and start manipulating the constitution to suit me to continue in power and so on and so forth. I mentioned to you, being in power is not something that I want so badly that I would do anything to be there. And if you look there,
I have to ask you, since you raised it, you said that the issue isn't the third term for Burundi. Would you seek another term yourself in Rwanda?
I haven't been seeking for any term. Yes, even for these terms I have served, I didn't seek for them. Actually, I was literally brought in.
Expect President Kagame to step down at the end of his term in 2017.
Even the president is looking for a third term and it is having such a problem. Maybe needs to take people to another point. If your own citizens are telling you we don't want you to do this or to lead us, it's because maybe they are saying you're not delivering much to us. So how do you say I'm staying anyway whether you want me or not? This is really big, it's a serious problem. Whether it was the first, maybe they should have even done that in the first term, even the second. Now it is the third. But third, not delivering means such problems as we are seeing today. So for us,
President Kagame has an opportunity to set an example for a region in which leaders seem too tempted, again, to view themselves as indispensable to their own country's trajectories.
My people, I say this because Kagame and Rwanda, the Kagame stand has been so instrumental in the destruction of Congo, and the whole regime was supported and installed in power by the international community. And he kept promising that he will leave power, but he has not. And then when you see the situation today in West Africa, no blood being spilled, and yet the international community activating itself, it's a lot of hypocrisy and it's a lot of questions that we have to ask. And we need to refocus the conversation on Congo, because Congo is getting destroyed, and it's getting destroyed by neighboring African countries such as Rwanda and Uganda. And no one is calling out this, and it's happening in silence. A genocide is happening in Congo. So we need to denounce this. And I'm very grateful for Onana for writing this book and exposing the silence. We need to end the silence. We need to break the silence, and we need to keep exposing the hypocrisy, and we need to not be part of the people who will remain silent in front of such a huge injustice. So, as I have shown you everything, you've seen for yourself. I'm going to continue the show in French, and then we will continue to keep talking about it. But you can see for yourself, because the book is in French as well. So I'm going to continue to talk about the book in French, and then I'm also going to read the comments. All right. Thank you so much, my people, for being here. So I encourage everyone and anyone who speaks French to get the book. It's very, 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 very good. And then it's so instrumental that people break the silence. So my people, break the silence. Tell whoever you can tell, anyone who is in authority, politicians, anyone who wants to help end the suffering end the war, this is definitely the book that is going to help. All right, my people, thank you so much for being here. Let's continue the show in French. Thank you.